I really need an agent to buy a house? If you're a buyer, so this becomes really popular, is a lot of buyers think that they can go to the listing agent and maybe get a deal. Be like, oh, I'm going to the listing agent, so we'll have one agent for the both sides. Listing agents are obligated to have a responsibility to their seller first. So you're gonna get less representation there. There's so much that goes into buying a house. You have to negotiate the price, but then a lot of people don't realize this. You get into the appraisal, and maybe there is a problem with appraisal and you need to figure out if there's a gap, like you're in escrow for 600,000, but the appraisal came in at 550. Well, where does that extra 50 come from? A lot of times what we as buyer agents do is we'll go to the sellers or the listing agent and we'll say, hey, our clients can't come up with 50 out of their own pocket. So what are we gonna do? And usually it comes with a meeting in the middle. So like our client will come up where they're bringing 15 or 20 grand out of pocket, but the price goes from 600 down to 575. And then there's so many negotiations. Request for repairs, that's a big one. So you have the inspection report comes back. It's California, and so as building regulations change, so are the inspections, because they're basically taking these 1950 homes and they're comparing them to standards for 2026, and no home's gonna meet those standards. So there's gonna be a lot of things to go back and forth. There's gonna be deferred maintenance, and oftentimes we're gonna get, on average, probably 5,000 for our clients. If you're doing that by yourself or with the listing agent as your representation, that's gonna be a little bit tougher, I think, to do. Especially if you're not used to how things go, you're not used to what can happen in a transaction. So you need an agent to buy a house? No. The other thing that we haven't talked about is a lot of sellers don't like the liability. If you are a seller and you're selling a home and you're using an agent, and then you have a buyer comes in with a good offer, but they don't have representation, well, they essentially are making that transaction more liable to you as a seller. So having an agent representing the buyer is a good thing because they have their own representation, their own liability insurance on that side. A lot of sellers prefer that. So you trying to buy a house without an agent, seller might not like that, especially if they are given all the facts about that liability issue.